In recent days, users of the EPC Sanitas in San Andres found the news of the temporary closure of the entity's office on the island.
Some users of the EPS Sanitas in San Andres are disconcerted and somewhat disorientated due to the fact that in recent days the entity announced a temporary closure of its service office located on the Newball Avenue. The news took by surprise some of the affiliates who learned the news when they arrived at the facilities and found a message about it located on the door of the premises where Sanitas used to operate.
Well, I just come this morning to Sanitas to make a cita, and I see that Sanitas is closed. It's the first time that I'm coming to Sanitas. I'm waiting 9 months, and now that I'm coming, it's closed, and there is a paper where it said that you got to go in internet, and you got to make everything by internet. Well, I am already 60 years old, and I really don't know so much about internet.
That is illogical because before moving the office, they should have communicated to their affiliates. We are going to change or we are going to remove this office. Look, people arrive and there is no one to give them a reason, no one to say, we are moving. Supposedly, all the things are going to be done virtually, but they should have informed them in advance. How many people have been left without appointments in other cities because of the lack of processing here? So my friend, they did it very badly.
On the other hand, there are users who claim to have received previous communication from the EPS promoting the use of digital channels. However, it seems that no reference was made to the temporary closure of the office.
Sanitas 3 months ago was mentioning to people that we should use digital channels. Among them are the procedures to the 001-800,000 line through WhatsApp or through the web page. They never said that they were moving to another site, but they did say that people should use the channels.
For users, it is of utmost importance that Sanitas reopens its office on the island as soon as possible. However, for the moment, it is not known the date on which the entity will resume the provision of face-to-face service. Meanwhile, the announcement issued by the EPS direct users to digital channels under the argument that the temporary closure is due to higher forces.
And the community of the island has expressed their complaints before the works that are being done on the side of some of the main roads of the island. Regarding this issue, Teleislas News dialogue with the company in charge of these works.
Due to the works being done in the side of the road in the sector of the hill, several drivers have expressed their dissatisfaction with the traumatic effects of those works on the flow of vehicles.
La verdad, los trabajos están bien.
The truth is that the work is fine, but it affects our mobility. They have to have an adequate time to do this work. Secondly, they make the ditches in the road. They cover them later, but the ones in the middle are left open, which affects us.
Teleislas News talked with the director of the work, which includes the installation of approximately 3,800 meters of 14-inch pipe, which will serve to supply water through the new storage tank that will have a capacity of 1,000 cubic meters, which will be installed in the department. With respect to the traumatic mobility of the road, she stated.
Sabemos que toda obra genera inconvenientes a la comunidad y más.
We know that any work generates inconvenience to the community and more when they affect mobility. The work has all the required permits to make intervention of the roads. They are being done laterally to affect mobility as little as possible, to damage the least amount of roads. However, we know that it generates traumas. We have previously made socialization with the community and the sector directly affected.
The firm in charge of the work indicated that once the piping installation works are complete, the affected streets and sidewalks will be paved and left in conditions found.
According to the local government, progress is being made in the department in terms of the maintenance of drains to avoid overflows in this rainy season.
The maintenance process being done by the departmental government throughout the Secretary of Infrastructure has been going on for 3 months and has reached different parts of the island to prevent flooding.
Ya en 3 meses hemos llegado a...
Already in 3 months, we have reached 1 kilometer of storm drains in the different sectors of the island. We've started with Schoolhouse the 20th of July, and we have also been in Harmony High Hill, the town area, and in the Americas Avenue. We hope to also have operation conditions in the sector of Serie in which we have stagnation of water in those sectors, and we will begin to improve the drainage situation in those sectors as well.
In addition, the infrastructure secretary said that they also inspected several illegal connections to the sewage system in the pedestrian area, which were subsequently sealed.
San Andres, one of the most visited destinations in the country, as was stated by the executive director of the Chamber of Commerce after seeing some visitor survey results.
Good afternoon, Lisa. Well, yes, confirmed by the Executive Director of the Chamber of Commerce, and this is one of the most visited destinations of the country. According to the Director, Jennifer Jepes, she told us that before, around 20 flights the department used to receive. Now, depends on the season, we receive around 40 flights by day. This is a very good news for the department.
We have noticed that we have an increase in how tourists come to the island, and we noticed that we have now more than 20 flights a day. We have we have days in 30 flights. We have days that we have 40 flights. We know that September is not the best month of the year, but we are hoping that we have and we maintain the numbers.
And as how Jennifer Jepes said, yes, here in the department, they are evidencing by the Chamber of Commerce the reactivation, the economic reactivation of the island. But she also stated that they also evidence an unsatisfied demand, and she talked about it.
We also have noticed that we have some issues, and the invitation is that if you want to put up new business, or if you want to increase or you want to improve in a business, we can help you to notice which one would be the best, so you don't miss your inversion. On behalf of that, we can work together to place the best place, so you can sell what you want to offer. We have seen that restaurants, bars are now increasing in the island because people need of those services.
And that is why the invitation of the Chamber of Commerce is to all those entrepreneurs and all those people that have a business idea to come to the Chamber of Commerce and to get all the accompaniment so that they don't lose the investment. This is all information, Lisa, but continue in studio with the most relevant information of the day.
And through a communication, the National Electoral Committee had to know that the date for the elections of the municipal and local youth councils is modified for next December 5th.
At the request of 14 political parties, the electoral authorities extend the deadline for the registration of lists to the municipal and local youth councils. The National Registry of Civil Status and the National Electoral Council granted the deadline for the political parties, processes, and organizational practices of independent youth and young people to register their candidates or finish the registration of the pre-registered list. The new electoral calendar established that the deadline to register the list for the municipal youth council election will be until the 5th of September, and the elections that were scheduled for the 28th of November will be now the 5th of December. The stages of the new electoral calendar include the election of the municipal youth council in San Andres and North Providence.
The departmental government is expecting the alternative points initially contemplated as voting stations for the 2022 elections.
According to the government secretary, the visit was made to ensure that the voting station comply with all the biosecurity protocols.
Yesterday, we visited the alternative sites for the election of next year, 2022. This is a contingency plan taking into consideration that we are still in the pandemic, so we are visiting the educational institutions that can serve as alternative campuses for the elections. So far, we have visited Flores Hill School, Brooks Hill Elementary School, and Philip Biatman School.
The official also announced that today the meeting of the Electoral Committee will be held with the presence of the National Registrar and the President of the National Electoral Committee.
We will be establishing whether or not it is necessary to use these alternate points according to the capacity and the number of registrations in each one of the points.
This inspection of the alternate site selected as polling place of the upcoming national election was conducted with the support of the National Registry Office and the Health Secretariat.
Registration for admission program of the National University, the Caribbean campus, is now open. This time, more than 53 undergraduate programs are available.
The director of the National University Caribbean campus told Teleislas News that this year there are 3 new careers in the undergraduate programs.
Están abiertas las inscripciones para...
Registration is open for the undergraduate programs of the National University Caribbean campus. At this moment, we offer 53 careers. Among them, we have a new career, architecture, plastic arts, and construction. And last year, we managed the open medicine, dentistry, and other health programs that were not at the university. So we want to invite high school graduates to come to the university or write us at the university's email address where they can begin their registration.
The director of the National University Caribbean campus told Teleislas News that this year there are new careers in their undergraduate programs.
Recordemos que el programa que tenemos.
Remember that the program we have at the university is a special admission and academic mobility program that allows students to stay with us for 2 semesters, and then they can move to one of the big cities where the program is located, be it Bogotá, Medellín, Manizales, or Palmira, and then return in the last semester to conclude their training phase, either with the internship, graduate's work, or research project.
Registration is free, and the university currently has pins to register for the administration program. Those interested should send a photocopy of their identity card, a photocopy of their OCRE, ICFES score, and 2 contact numbers.
And now let's learn about other news that are making news in our brief news sections of today.
The Animal Health Foundation, in coordination with other entities, ended the pet sterilization drive on the islands with a total of 150 surgeries to cats and dogs and 497 sterilizations performed at the CECIP in San Luis. With this activity, the foundation seeks to reduce the rates of abandoned animals on the streets of the department. The departmental government met with different religious leaders on the island with the purpose of creating strategies and in this way work hand in hand to prevent cases of domestic violence in the different sectors of the department. The local administration has the goal of reducing the cases of abuse on the island. The Protection and Special Services section of the National Police conducting registration activities, control and verification of documents to establishments open to the public type hotels in order to prevent cases of commercial sexual exploitation on children and adolescents. The uniformed personnel invites the community to report any case of child exploitation.
Now we continue with the weather forecast. The weather forecast for today, September 1st, in the coastal area of the archipelago, the sky is mainly cloudy. Temperature is 30 degrees Celsius, winds from the northeast direction with intensities of 8 km/h. Humidity forecast is of 63% and probability of precipitation is of 14%.